Fuck yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to the Cool Kids channel, hosted by yours truly, Professor Gaxiology. So get your books out, class is in session. You know who we are, you know how we do. So let's get right into it. So, Megan 2.0. If you remember our review of the first one, you'd remember that I have an interesting history with the original film. When we reviewed that movie, I hated it. I even called it like the worst slasher film I'd seen in years. I just thought it was so unoriginal, did nothing new. But over time, inexplicably, honestly, I came around to it. I'm not like in love with it now or anything, and all the flaws are gone, but I have fun with it now for what it is. Like I still stand by the fact that it's doesn't do anything original or new or whatnot, but for what it is, I'm willing to concede and say that it's entertaining and well made. So over time, I was able to get really excited for this sequel. And it ended up becoming one of my most anticipated movies of the year. My most anticipated movie of this summer, actually. So what did I think of it? Loved it. I absolutely loved it. You got everyone bitching online about the shift in tones and all that they lose the horror edge and all that, but what are you talking about? Like, yeah, there's a shift in tones, but for my money, it's like you still have all the camp and the fun and the sass of the original, just in a different genre. And I thought it was great. And on top of that, I like how this actually feels like a logical continuation of where things would have gone from the first one, with how Emma is facing consequences of what happened in the original and how Katie is facing her trauma with learning self-defense and all that shit. I thought those were things like yeah, that's obviously what would happen. And even with the change in tone, I thought it was like a really, whether it was intentional or not on their part, I thought it was a really nice homage to the Terminator movies and the Alien movies. How the first one was horror, then they shifted to more sci-fi elements. You weren't bitching about it then, and those are considered some of the greatest sequels ever made. So what the fuck is wrong here? For real though, but all that aside, I love damn near everything about this movie. I really like the story with Amelia's character, how there are terrorists out there using the old technology used to create Megan to make their own robots. And surprisingly, I really bought into the redemption arc for Megan because I thought that there's still gonna be the bond with her and Katie at first, obviously, because she's programmed to protect her. But I figured that, oh, deep down she has some kind of sinister plan. She's gonna backstab Emma at least down the line. But I like the growth she had. It felt really natural. How the scene that her and Emma had, where they talk about the motherhood and all, that scene. I thought that's what sold it for me, and I was like, okay, I like what you're doing here. Where are you gonna go with it? And overall, I was satisfied with where it went. The one thing I guess I could kind of nitpick is the twist villain. I thought the other wheelchair villain dude was much more entertaining as a villain. There's just more ham to him and a more corniness to him, whereas this other guy, it felt like the friggin' business villain dude in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Like he had that kind of energy to him. Not badly acted, but he just wasn't nearly as fun a character as the other guy. Shit, I'm blanking on the actor's name because I know he was in Men in Black 3, but you know who I'm talking about. But all that aside, this was an incredible sequel. Not only great story beats with how they continue off the original, but despite the shift in tone, it maintains all the fun and the camp and the sass of the original. Megan is just as fun, funny, and badass as she was in the first film. So, given where this one ends, if they want to make at least one more, make this a trilogy or whatnot, I'm down for at least one more. Hell, even if they're all going to be at least as entertaining as this one, I'm down for a few more. And I'm actually really excited for the Soulmate spinoff coming next year. So I don't know how it happened, but now all of a sudden I'm down for this franchise. So all that with all that in consideration, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. If anything, for pure entertainment value alone. So
All right. Just to let you know, I don't have a review written up, so I'm just gonna say fuck it and wing it. So I'll go ahead and get a. So Megan 2.0. I actually really enjoyed the first Megan. If you watched her stream from like a couple of years ago, you'll know that I said it was a movie that didn't take itself so seriously, that knew how to have fun. It knew it was ridiculous. It was silly. It was campy. And I just had a good time with it. And honestly, I stand by it because I watched it maybe a couple months ago with my mom and all. And she really liked it, by the way. I had a and I still have fun with it. Sure, it has problems. Sure, it's got problems and all, but I mean that does change the fact that it's still a fun time. So when the second one came out, I was actually pretty excited. Even the trailer, it looked like it was going to go all balls to the walls with its silliness and campiness, which I really enjoy, So I was looking forward to it, I remember the trailer when I was kind of surprised when I heard Megan said, "Hold on to your vaginas," I'll admit that was pretty funny, but I was not expecting that though. So I went to go see this last week actually. And I had a double feature with this and Elio. Watch our Elio stream if you want to know my thoughts on that, but we're not talking about that. Megan 2.0, I had a fun time with, It has problems, I'll admit. In fact, I would even say this is just as good as the first one, I don't know about better. I don't know about better or worse, but I would say it was just equally as good, as the first one. It's a lot of fun. So, of course, everyone does a great job with their performances. Like I said, I don't have a review written up, so I really can't think of anyone's names at the moment. But everyone did a really fantastic job. I do like I honestly didn't mind the tone shift in this movie. I honestly didn't mind because I was expecting a tone shift in the trailer. I knew that going in. And I honestly, that's something that doesn't bother me because it's kind of like what you said, Zach. It reminded me so much of Alien and Aliens, or the first Terminator and the second Terminator. Like the first one is like a sci-fi horror kind of movie, and it's all about the suspense with this AI technology, and the second one is more sci-fi action. Um, so I honestly didn't mind that at all. So as long like I feel like this is a movie you can get behind if the tone shift doesn't bother you. If you want a straight up horror movie, then this is not the movie for you. So, but I would say this is certainly it's I really like what they were doing with where they have to create Megan again to stop this other powerful AI robot, using her old technology and all. I like the dynamics between the characters, with Emma, Katie. It's a lot of fun. The jokes are just as hilarious. Like I think back on the trailer, like when they put like when Emma put Megan in that little Teletubby doll thing, and she sees it, and the first thing is like, "What the fuck," you know. It's things like that. It was still funny, and but it's a fun time. It's not perfect. It has problems. I will say the villain was a little too obvious. I felt like the twist villain. It felt a little too obvious who it was. and he just really didn't seem too threatening for me. And another problem I have with this movie, and it's a problem I had in the first one too. So I feel like both of these movies, if they wanted to go all balls to the walls with their insanity and their silliness and campiness, this movie should have been rated R, because I feel like this is because I feel like I'm not saying that all movies have to be, I'm not saying all horror movies like this have to be rated R, but I'm saying with this kind of the way it's pretty much trying to go so over the top. I feel like why not just go as over the top as possible? Go out with all the blood splattering goodness that we would hope for. Because it seems like there's so many shots where it feels like it was meant to be rated R and they cut it down to PG-13 at the last minute. Like I said, I had that problem in the first one too. So, and it's still present here. So let's just hope that when they do M3GAN 3.0, that it becomes rated R, because I feel like that could have benefited these movies a lot more if they pretty much went all of it instead of like editing it down, because it seems like there's always a shot where it's like one person is getting stabbed or something, or maybe they're and then you see just a tad bit of a blood squirting out before it cuts away real quickly, and I just feel like just having it rated R would have benefited more. But overall, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. This movie is still a fun time. This movie is just so much fun to watch. I would, if you like the first one and you don't mind the tone shift that was shown in the trailers, you'll have a fun time with this. The mixed reviews can go to hell. But anyway, but overall, fun time, and my score is a 7.5 out of 10.
And Mark should be joining us here in a little bit. In the meantime, Cinematic Sterling, Devin was not able to join us, but he was able to see it. He was also a huge fan of it, and he also gave it a 7.5 out of 10. But I'm
Oh,
right there
did
with you, man.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm right there with you, man. I mean, keep in mind, we're not saying that this is like to the same level as like Terminator 2 or Aliens, but at the same time, it's like if you didn't mind the tonal shifts in those franchise from the first to the second,
Like,
then what the fuck here?
yeah, I was gonna say, like, the only way I could see people not like, because I think the only mixed reviews were pretty much people who didn't like the tone shift in the trailers.
And I get it to an extent, but
I guess if you're
for
looking for,
me, it's
oh, sorry, go on.
oh, because for me, it's like I mean, yeah, the first one is a really fun horror movie, but at the end of the day, I just wanted a good Megan sequel. If you
Exactly. That's
get me
honestly what I'm.
saying.
Honestly, I could care less about the tone shift as long as the movie still looks fun. And based on the
Yeah.
trailers, it looked a lot of fun.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I said,
dude.
it was trying. Like I said, it seemed like it was going more balls to the walls, or I guess
Oh
overage to
yeah,
the walls.
yeah, dude.
Insane. That's
Those are
more than the
some of the
first.
most Those are some of the most fun trailers I've seen for a movie in a long time. Especially the one where it's like, "Oops, I did it again." Like, dude,
Yeah, the like where they
I
played
rewatched
where
that
they play
trailer a
Britney
million.
Spears, where they play Britney Spears.
And dude, but I gotta say though, I think this is better than the original, at least in my opinion. Like, Megan
I mean, I
especially
would
is.
still. I mean, I would say both. I love both of them are so much fun equally, because I really don't want to say which one's better than the other, because that's pretty much like apples and oranges kind of thing. Yes, it's one's a sequel. I'll give you that, but that it's almost feels like two different movies. Like I said, one sci-fi horror, the other one sci-fi action.
For real. I mean, granted, on the one hand, because it's more action than a horror, I didn't mind the PG-13 rating. I mean, yeah, there's some hard R, intense action movies out there, but if I had to guess, I assume this is probably gonna get some kind of unrated edition like the first film did. But at the same time, if it didn't, I'm satisfied with what we got anyway.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I mean, I'm not saying every movie like this has to be rated R. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
at all, but I just feel like it almost seemed like the editing made it look like it was originally supposed to be R, and then they just cut it down to PG-13 at the last minute, kind of thing, you know?
And you can sort of say that maybe editing it down like they did for the first one actually did them a huge favor because, or at least box office wise, because woof. So I can see why they did that here. They want to still want to keep
Yeah,
that same audience and still want to get that amount of money. Although this movie is not doing that well
yeah.
so far. Meanwhile,
That's
Jurassic
yeah. This
World,
I mean, honestly, I more blame on whoever's brilliant idea was to release this at the same time as How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman. Um, it's
and I
I
can
honestly
sort of
I
see
just
why because this is going more action. You maybe want those
yeah.
summer dollars. I get it, but with the other, but I get what you're saying. I totally agree with the other movies that are coming out. Like, you know what I would have done? I would have done this like at the end of April, early in May, or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know about early May because then and they would have been going up against Thunderbolts and Sinners, so that would have been a
Mm,
problem. I
Thunderbolts wouldn't have
if it
had
were
much
up to
competition
if it
probably
were up
because
to
that
me,
bomb.
if it were up to me, I probably would have said maybe release this maybe in September or something. Maybe when there's like a lot less competition, Because I
Yeah,
mean, I want there to be a M3GAN 3, but
yeah, dude.
it's kind of worrisome seeing how this movie is not doing well. Oh, and F1, that's another movie it had to go up against. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah, dude. I still need to finish F1. Like,
F1 is
cause it's
amazing.
really good so far from what I'm seeing. Like, I can see why they got the Maverick director to do this, Joseph
Yeah.
Kosinski.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he's
just
really good at
Kaczynski.
doing these types of movies,
I mean, he
and
did
it
the
takes a lot of
air. He did the air. He
he did the ground.
he took it to the ground. The only thing missing is now we need to see him take on the sea and take on in space.
Hell, have him do a firefighter movie also.
Yep.
But for real though, like, but but honestly, yeah, it's such a bum rap. This movie is. I don't know if it. I guess it's not really bombing. It'll probably make over its budget, but how much exactly is concerning.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. I was gonna say, look at it this way. At least it's not Elio bombing, because my God, that is Pixar's biggest disaster. That's something we forgot to mention during the Elio stream. It's just how badly
Ah,
that
look
film
who
was
it
doing
is.
box office.
It's the one, the only, the Mark Father.
What's
What's
up,
up?
Mark? What's
Hello.
up?
You're just in time. We both gave our reviews, so the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I don't have anything written out, so I'll just wing it. But I really don't know what anybody expected out of this. But I guess I shouldn't be shocked that people were disappointed in expecting something else because, I mean, of course, the trailers made it perfectly obvious. So,
Yeah,
and people are fucking stupid.
yeah. It's not
So,
like Halloween Ends where the trailers were lying to you.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Jesus Christ, these dickheads would have been complaining about Terminator 2 back in the day. Oh, why did they
Yeah,
change it
that's
from a
exactly what.
horror movie? Ah!
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying. It's like we're not saying that this movie is up to the quality of those movies, but at the same
No,
time, you
exactly.
weren't.
No,
Yeah, it's like you weren't
exactly.
complaining
I mean,
about the. It's like they weren't complaining about the shift then, so why now?
exactly. I mean, seriously. I mean, why?
People just want an excuse to bitch. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So, um, but, um, but anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I think it stands on par with the first one. I like the story direction, the way they took it. I like where they took it. It made sense story wise. The acting was still good. Um, of course, Allison Williams still kills it. Plus Violet McGraw as Katie. She seemed to have more of um, a little more agency of her own. In this film. So it makes sense because she's like a teenager now. So, but um, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought they did great. So Megan, of course, she slayed. So what can you say? I mean, she kicks ass. So, um, but yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really solid. I liked the direction they took it. I thought Amelia made a good antagonist. So, um, so, but yeah, and overall, I kind of like the message where they took it at the end, as far as AI is kind of here. You might as well work with it, or it's just going to be overrun by it. You're not going to be able to roll back the clock. I mean, we're not back in the days of the Luddites. The Luddites were in the early Industrial Revolution in England. Luddites were machinists who were afraid they were going to lose their jobs, and so they would take their shoes, these wooden clogs, and throw them. They would sabotage the machines. They would sabotage the machines. So I mean, they believed the machines were causing their jobs, which of course they kind of were. But at the same time, I mean, you're not going to be able to stop technological progress like that. So I mean, but anyway, I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. Just like the first movie. So I had a blast with it. So I thought it was a solid 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah, like this was a much better way to tackle the the message of AI more than that one fucking Netflix movie did. What was it called? Atlas.
Oh yeah. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
AI
But
isn't that bad. We're
I mean, the thing
good,
is the fact that a lot of the movies pretty much try to demonize technology, even though, I mean, look, whether you like it or not, technology and advancement is going to keep evolving. So that's not something that's going to ever go away until I guess the earth blows up or something, but it's going to be here to stay, and it will try to keep improving, So AI is not it's not something that's going to go away easily.
But you know what the sad thing is though with the box office of this movie? You could see that partly is because of competition with other movies, but part of me likes to part of me is thinking that it probably would have made these numbers anyway, regardless of what month it came out, because of the friggin' people bitching about this movie.
Because I mean, I guess people just want they want horror, and
Yeah, like
they're I mean, like I
yeah,
said,
like
I honestly didn't. I honestly liked the tone shift it was going for.
yeah,
So I
like
mean, other
you
movies
had
have done that.
yeah, you had every bit of the amount of fun and camp and sass and all that in just a different genre.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if Alien and Aliens can do that, if Terminator 1 and 2 can do that, why can't this?
Exactly. Like they legit had a genuine idea for a sequel. They knew where they wanted to go, and they
Mhm.
were confident in the idea. They didn't have to lie in their trailers and sell it as a horror film.
I called
They
out
were
the first trailer. I mean, like Jesus, like no, they didn't. What the hell are you talking about? It was obviously from the teaser trailer
You
that this is
knew
the
yeah,
direction they were going. Like, what the hell?
exactly. You knew that.
Yeah,
You
exactly. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on. That was just pretty obvious. I mean,
It was. And I mean,
you
honestly, I don't think tone shifts. I guess like I said, going from horror to like action, I don't, like I said, it's not a bad thing. I would say that's not a bad thing at all. Other movies have done that. So,
I mean, you had Aliens did the same thing.
yeah,
that's exactly,
yeah. I mean,
exactly.
granted, Aliens did still have a lot of horror elements, but it was still mainly sci-fi with the military and all their weapons and
Yeah, I
weird
would
shit.
say Aliens classifies more as
Yeah,
a sci-fi action kind of movie, while the first
yeah,
Alien
like for
counts as
real.
like a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the her boyfriend being the real villain? Because I was saying I don't think he was badly acted, but he was nowhere near as fun a character as the other dude who was in the wheelchair thing. Like I thought he was more entertaining.
I just thought it was a little too obvious,
It's not that I
Doesn't
thought it
make
was
much.
obvious, like it shocked me like, oh, they're doing that, but it's just again, I just thought he was nowhere near as fun a character. A villain wise. What do you think, Mark?
About Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was pretty. It was obvious that he was going to be the villain. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
Rob. I thought it was pretty obvious. Okay, yeah, he's going to be the villain. He's going to
Like he was starting to go hammy near the end of it. It's like you wouldn't kill a kid. It's like I'm surprisingly comfortable. Like yeah, that more of that like with their performance.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I would say. Maybe I mean I would maybe even ditch him. And say you don't even need a human villain. Just go ahead and straight use her. So I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
but I mean, but that's ultimately I still had fun with it though. So
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh
did
yeah. We
too.
all
Yeah.
had fun with it.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
totally on board for at least like I'd say at least just do one more, make it a trilogy if you want, because I don't want them to oversaturate this and just and make this another stale franchise like how Jurassic movies have long started to become.
And Marco, would you say like if there is a Megan 3, would you actually want it to be rated R so that they can go all insane with the over the top silliness?
Honestly, no. I mean, I think it works just fine like it is. I think it
Yeah,
works
like
fine like it is. I mean, it was always intended to be a PG-13 horror movie. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. Honestly, the lack of gore. I mean, um,
yeah, like
because it works for what it is.
Hmm.
So
yeah, it's like if they do
cheek.
oh
So yeah,
if
go
they
ahead.
do a oh sorry
I don't think
if
they
they
will because it bombed so badly. So apparently, so I mean,
yeah that did that fucking oh that sucks.
yeah,
I would go see this in theaters again, honestly.
yeah.
And maybe I was actually thinking about maybe I can go see this sometime this week or something. Um,
Yeah,
so
because
we'll see it again at least.
dude, this deserves so much more money. Because you have what Jurassic Park billion
Thank you.
gajillion whatever making 300 million in its opening weekend, whereas this is
Me
barely
too.
able to yeah, whereas this is barely able to scratch over its budget. Because dude,
Yeah.
because I just gotta say like I thought this new Jurassic World was decent, but it dragged in a lot of scenes. Like these two movies pretty much had the same runtime, but this movie actually felt like its runtime in a good way. There were never any parts, at least for me, where it felt like it dragged, or any parts or any things or characters that felt like you could cut out. It came in and it came out. It was a fun, quick, brisky movie. Whereas,
Yeah, it was paced pretty briskly. I agree. I mean, I didn't notice any pacing issues in the movie. So I mean,
yeah, not at all.
I do think maybe they could have cut out. Mm, sorry, um, the bad guy, but the human bad guy anyway. But um, honestly, I mean, I thought it was paced very well. So I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
moved.
for real. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
what are you guys expecting out of the Soulmate spinoff next year? Do you think it's gonna specifically connect to any of this, or do you think it's gonna be more a standalone spinoff?
probably more standalone.
I'm probably thinking that I'm thinking it's probably going to be more in the same veins as Ballerina, because it is like a spin-off to John Wick, but we're following like a different character. So
Yeah,
I could probably see.
I heard that even then John Wick showed up in that, and also like
I guess you might have a cameo by Allison Williams, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because you know what my theory was for this movie like a few months back. Because when they were starting to give details about this movie, that's gonna be this new android killer, the Amelia and all that, I thought Soulmate as a spinoff was gonna be like the setup movie for the Amelia character, like showing how she's built and is going all rogue and stuff leading into this movie.
mhm.
Excuse
Hmm.
me. But yeah,
Bless you.
like setting that up leading into this movie. But I guess that's not what they're doing, but I thought that could have been cool, honestly.
Yeah,
It could have been, yeah, absolutely.
But what they are saying about this, like how it's pretty much gonna be like a Fatal Attraction, but with robots, like yeah, give it to me.
But I mean,
Who-
you can bog a movie down too much by throwing in too many Easter eggs and everything. You know, I mean, it can be fun, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it can get to be a bit much. So
Yeah, I definitely don't want that, but yeah, I am
Well,
excited for it. It's already one of my most anticipated of next year.
what is I was gonna say, who is supposed to be in Soulmate? Like, did they
Mm,
announce a cast or something?
let's see. Soulmate.
Yeah.
Lily Sullivan, Claudia Domitz, Oliver Cooper, Steve Chuzak. Actors I've heard of. At
Okay.
least that
So
I haven't
so
heard of.
I'm willing to bet that it's most likely going to be just maybe another movie that's take place in the same universe as Megan, but maybe not. It may not tie into anything with Megan. I don't
well,
know.
I mean, what I'm reading is it says it's a spinoff of Megan. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, this may be their way back to kind of not rebooting it, but I mean, putting some life back in the franchise. So I mean,
Yeah. It says the plot will follow a man who buys an android to cope with the death of his wife.
Oh, okay. Wait a
Sounds
minute.
interesting enough.
Hmm.
yeah, Lily Sullivan, Claudia Dumit, David Rysdahl, and Oliver Cooper.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I think I've heard of Claudia Dumit. I don't know. She sounds
Oh.
Yeah,
oh,
none
the
of these
boys.
are actors.
The boys. She's in the boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's in the boys. Yeah.
And speaking of which, I heard that wrapped its shooting for its final season. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
none of
true.
these are
Mediterranean look, which makes sense because she's Italian and Lebanese. So
right. But yeah,
yeah.
none of these are actors that I've personally heard of, at least. But could be interesting.
Well, we'll see.
Claudia
So,
Dumit.
I mean, as long as they keep the same camp and silliness as these two
Yeah,
movies, then we're in good hands.
I mean, they may go a bit darker with this one since this one is more kind of erotica. They may kind of.
Oh,
hmm
It sounds like they'll probably go R with this one. So
okay. So it'll be like a okay.
mhm.
Now, if I had to guess, maybe we might get a teaser soon because it's coming out in what?
It's a January movie, so I
Yep.
mean,
It's
Hey, I get a
it's
birthday movie.
it's well, just
so
know that I mean it I mean we
Yeah.
already spoiler alert. We already have that on our schedule. Only
hmm
thing is, let's just hope that it comes out like the middle or end of January
January 9th.
because
January 9th.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a problem because we have our trio of end of the year
Yeah.
streams. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. I'm still excited though because I have not had a birthday movie since Scream 5. As far as my birth month, anyway. So it's always fun.
I was gonna say I had Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for my
Mhm.
birthday.
How about you, Mark? You had any birth month movies you liked this year?
I mean, my birth month is in November, so I mean, we got to wait and see. I think
Ah,
Wicked 2 is coming out.
Yeah, but I was gonna
yeah,
say, yeah, I know the first Wicked came out in November.
yeah.
I think Napoleon came out in November, didn't it?
I believe
It
so.
did, yeah, yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wicked for Good. It the trailers look great, but that title's so stupid. Or at least I think it is.
As far
I'm
as my
I'm
birth month and movies go, I'm typically pretty lucky because I mean, a lot of good movies come out toward the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same for me too because my birth month is December. So when
Mhm.
that's like when a lot of holiday special movies come out. There's
A lot of
I
your
mean
big blockbusters wait
a
for the
Christmas,
Christmas
yeah,
release.
like Abbott,
You
like
have
the
your
Abbott,
Oscar
things like
contenders
that.
and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have your
Zootopia
Oscar
2
picks.
is probably gonna hit big too. Because the first one made I think nearly $2 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What?
Was it with because Zootopia 2 is coming out in November, so that's probably gonna hit big because The first film made $1 billion, I think nearly $2 billion.
No, I think it made $1 billion. I
I
don't
mean,
think
yeah,
it made
if
two.
I,
Didn't make
I
2
think
billion.
it made.
Not big.
I think it got close to $2 billion at least. But yeah, I'm so excited for that movie.
But
Even though we don't know much from the trailer we watched, because I just keep
All we
thinking to
do, it was
myself,
a lot of,
Zootopia meets The Fugitive.
and there you go. That's because they're on a run protecting a fugitive that they believe is innocent, and as a result, the rest of the ZPD is on their asses. And I'm like, that's a cool idea.
no, it was not. It was not close to 2 billion. It was just barely over 1 billion because it was 341 million in the U.S. and Canada and 682.5 million international.
Right.
So it was just over, just over.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think Inside Out 2 made 2 billion. I think it was like maybe 1.6, 1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare for films to get.
Exactly. Especially animated films to reach 2 billion.
Animated films can do it though. I mean,
I'm not. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, Inside Out 2 last year that crossed $1 billion easily, and that was originally the highest grossing animated movie worldwide up until what's that movie called? The one from China, the sequel Najee 2 or something.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
It's one from China because that crossed $1 billion.
Yeah.
Chinese film industry is really taking off.
Yep.
Oh, it is. It is absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say they were big. I would say that China is a bigger box office market, more than the U.S.
Well, of course, yeah, they have 4 times the population.
I was gonna say, yeah, they got like.
You have an increasingly prosperous, a growing middle class. You have a population 4 times as large as ours with a growing middle class. So yeah, of course they're doing very, very well. So I mean, if they're emphasizing their own movies more, trying to move away from American hits, which is why American films aren't doing nearly as well over there now.
I still want to see both of those movies. I still want to see both those movies. What's it called again? I'll look it up. So, yes, I know I'm breaking the no phones rule. So, Neza, that's what it's called. I want to see the second one, and I do want to see it, but I probably would have to see the first one too. So, because I am kind of curious about those movies.
Ninja 2. That was
Ninja, yeah.
Worldwide gross of 2.13 billion.
Have you seen those movies, Mark?
Mm-mm.
I hardly watch foreign films. Once in a great while. It has to be if like it actually interests me. Like the only recent
you all know that
film,
you all know I watch.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say that the only recent foreign film I watched was Infested last year, and that was great.
Yeah, and you know that I'm pretty much, I watch a lot of anime, so I watch a lot of anime movies. So, I mean, pretty much animated foreign films are pretty much the stuff that that I really enjoy, because I love anime.
Yep.
13,
so what do you think, though?
13 animated films have grossed over $1 billion worldwide.
Yep.
Which ones are they?
They are Zootopia, Finding Dory, Despicable Me 3, Moana 2, Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4, Minions, Incredibles 2, Frozen, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Frozen 2, Inside Out 2, and the top spot is Ninja 2.
Ninja 2.
Ah, what do y'all think? You think Zootopia is guaranteed to make $1 billion? That
Well,
movie's just the prospect of a sequel, even before it was announced, was highly anticipated for years.
I mean, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I
we'll
mean,
we'll see. I mean, just keep in mind it's having to go up against Wicked too. So just keep that in mind. And remember, Wicked, what the first Wicked last year was a big success. At the box office.
Yeah, it's coming out more towards the end of November though, so I think it'll already be after Wicked comes out, so I think it should be all right.
Okay.
And we need not say anything about
And
Toy
I
Story 5.
mean,
Like
honestly,
a billion's
I wouldn't
guaranteed
say
for
I
that.
wouldn't I wouldn't say I wouldn't say the idea of Zootopia. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that Zootopia 2 crossing a billion wouldn't be out of the question because I mean, then again, keep in mind Moana 2 last year that grossed a billion. So I mean, anything is possible.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It yeah, and plus Zootopia is one of the most beloved Disney films over the past couple decades. So it was like a it was like a huge phenomenon. So yeah, but so what do y'all think? Was this a good kickoff to the summer?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. And I'd
I
say
mean,
that this is one of the more promising summer lineups that I've seen in quite a while. We got Superman, which I know Mark's not excited for, but we still got Fantastic Four, and what else we got?
Mark and I actually might be watching Fantastic Four at IMAX, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking about taking Kane to see it too. So maybe maybe it could be maybe it could be me, Kane, Mark, Jack,
Yeah.
Kaylee. The five of us
Yeah.
for
Oh,
Fantastic Four.
dude, people have no idea how catastrophically bad things are gonna go for the characters at the end of this movie. Because based off the credit scene for Thunderbolts, you all know how things are gonna go for
of
them at the end of
course, but
it.
I
Of
mean,
course.
just I mean, that was always obvious, though. I mean, shit, if you couldn't figure
Yeah,
that,
I mean that in a good way though, because it's like I feel like
because of
I,
course they're going to have to bring them into the Marvel universe. So I mean, who
yeah, so
knows?
like it's
They'll come
probably
up
gonna
with
be
some
the
cockamamie shit. So I mean, I'm not
yeah,
so
like
about it.
it's probably gonna be the darkest ending for a Marvel film since Infinity War. Like, but for real, like,
I'm honestly just kind of not looking forward to seeing Tony Stark as um, as Doctor Doom.
I'm not either.
That's just gonna be
like, we know that acting wise, he's gonna do an incredible job like always.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
He's a best actor Oscar
yeah,
winner.
yeah. Speaking of Doctor Doom, the OG actor passed away. Which rest in peace, that dude. Because say what you want about those original Jurassic, I mean those original Fantastic Four movies. I thought that dude did a really fun job as the character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, R.I.P. to this dude, man. He was a really good actor. But
And it's honestly thinking about it. It's honestly kind of sad to know that one of the last movies he was in was one of mine and Mark's most hated movie of the year.
yeah, he deserved to go out better.
He deserved to go up better because
Yeah.
fuck the surfer.
Yeah, I'm not even interested in that. Like even before the negative reviews came out, or in hearing what you guys said about, it's just a premise I wasn't interested in. It sounded just too weird to me.
Just think, Zach. Just think of it this way: if you absolutely despised Bo is Afraid, just
Oh, I've
imagine it,
heard.
but like with Australian surfing. A
So
very
Bo
mean
is
spirited movie,
afraid,
but
but on a
we're not talking.
beach.
I always pretty much joked in the chat saying that it's called Bo is Afraid 2. God says, fuck you.
Yep. It's the spiritual sequel no one asked for. But any last thoughts on this before we wrap it up?
We're just rambling at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we could have
yeah,
wrapped up a few minutes ago.
yeah. Final thoughts. It's a fun sequel, despite
Yeah,
I think
the
that
fun
the
sequel.
shift in the shift in tone serves it every bit as much as the horror tone served the narrative of the first one. It has all the fun and the
Mhm,
camp and the sass that the original had,
mhm.
just as a sci-fi action movie, and it works really well. It's very
That's
fun.
right.
So go see it. Give it more
Yeah,
money so we can get at least a trilogy out of this.
Hmm.
absolutely.
Alrighty.
Or at least wait for it on streaming. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like the first one, then I'm sure you'll enjoy the second one too.
yeah,
And if you don't mind the tone shift.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'd say like yeah, but yeah, I'd say go and boost this movie's box office as much as you can because it fucking deserves it. But all right,
mhm.
next movie that we will be doing.
You want me to say it? Okay.
Sure.
So our next review will be Superman, and that's going to be hosted by John.
Mm,
And I will not be there.
And yeah, you will not be there.
Yes,
yeah.
purposefully.
Yeah, I get you. Like, yeah, I get you though. Like, because James Gunn is
If
definitely an
it were
acquired
anybody
taste.
else besides him, I would be cool with it. But I don't dig on the guy. I never liked any of his movies I've seen.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, like I said, I get you. His vibe is definitely an acquired taste. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that being said, again, go see this movie. It's a lot of fun. Look forward to our next review here in a few days. And
You mean next week?
yeah, next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So until next time, um, hold on to your vaginas.
Once again, we have brought light into the world. You're welcome, America. Hold on to your vaginas.
I was upset.